again, it's part of technique. Okay, so it can check technique. When you incorporate motion, it will also drill your fencer's perception in this version where you have a perfect parry and present this little opening, right? So they will get better at spotting tiny, this particular tiny opening, predominantly, but generally, this will sharpen their perception, and also it already has some aspect of timing, because they will see the moment you expose the opening, and they will try to time their attack to use this moment of opportunity. And if you do this third version where you present some kind of threat, remove the threat, inviting the strike, and then try to parry with a perfect parry, this will put timing to the fore and help them develop proper technique despite trying to be, well timed, so quick and responsive to what you're doing. And this idea can be translated to different cuts. Some of you already experimented with cuts from the left. It's perfectly doable. It's doable with Verhauen. If I can have a volunteer, okay? Okay, one. So if we are drilling strikes to the temple, which are not the receiving party, my solution is first of all to present again a parry. It's a bit different. There I present something like this. Now I present it more vertical. You see probably a part of my mask here.
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly. This is enough because my sword gonna be struck away. So I put it like this. Again, I squeeze it, and on impact I will be gently pushing like to this side, right? To give some resistance. And another thing that I do personally is when the strike comes, I will try to look to the side of the strike, to receive it not on my temple or my ear, but rather on my face. It's better protected than the side of the mask. So this is the imperfect parry, right?
So you strike the
I'd accelerate.
Yeah.
Okay, hit. And the same goes to the other side, right? So this is the idea, and this can be used probably in most cuts. But the Verhauen and Oberhauen are those that I'm drilling with my students the most. And now, I wanted to do one more thing about cuts to the hands, because those can also be drilled in a similar manner, but there are some adjustments that are usually necessary. So let's say that we are drilling cutting the hand that's below the crossguard, right? So here it would be quite difficult to cut it from above, right? Because it's protected by my crossguard. So I need to present some kind of opening. This can be done differently depending on what you see in actual competition. One of the things that sometimes happens in Poland is that people turn the sword like this. So there you can cut this place, right? But receiving a cut here is painful, and it might quickly, make me unable to do any more lessons for a while. So I don't want this. So in order to overcome the problem, remember, this is a technical drill for your student. So you don't have to actually move exactly like a person in a competition. So what I do, because this is a weak spot in my gloves, so for this particular drill I grab the sword like that, right? So I'm here, this is closed, this is open. Okay. Because this part in my particular glove works very, very well, I'm fine with actually receiving hits there. So we can, for example, make some motion in it, right? Now it's covered. Yeah, so I wanted to show you this because sometimes you need to think a bit outside of the box to create environment that will be beneficial to the student and also safe for you. Remember that your safety is paramount. Another example, if you are drilling, for example, cut to the hand because of this kind of exposure. So you're hitting here, bam. In my particular glove, this articulated wrist is not protected very well. I don't want to receive hard hits there. And if there's a proper acceleration, the hit will be hard, or whatever the student does. So in order to cope with this problem, I, again, modify my grip a bit. So instead of holding it like this normally, I will grip it like that, and I'll present it, again, exposing the better protected part of my glove to the side, and I'm efficiently closing this, this gap, this articulated gap, with the shell part of my glove, right? So with different grips, I will be able to absorb the hits on or better protected parts of my glove instead of receiving it in the weak spots, right? So this is something I wanted to show you. If you want to experiment with it, then do it now. But start gently, even the students, okay? Because in case you got it wrong the first 2 or 3 attempts, it might be fatal, right? So go about it gently and experiment how you can, what can you do with your glove to still present viable stimuli, but at the same time stay protected, okay? Thank you very much.